Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to the Simpademic. Jason coming at you here. And this is going to be a fast edition here because I don't have a whole lot to say, but I'm just going to say that I'm just going to follow up on everything that I said yesterday about being busy and elevating your life game and having that prevent you from being a simp. But I'm going to make an additional statement to that saying that just being busy alone doesn't keep you out of the simp or creep zone. It's called being busy with a purpose. My purpose is to make my life the best that I possibly can and to serve the Jesus that I follow to the best of my ability and to be the best example in all those things. It's also elevating my life game in order to deal with my anxiety disorder in the most effective way possible. This all ties together because, as I've mentioned before, I have overcome tremendously adverse things against extremely long odds. My purpose is to display that to the world and to show how one man can overcome tremendous adversities against long odds. That is the purpose statement that I wrote within a small group. I want to show the world that, I follow a God who has made all of that possible. So that is a purpose. But whatever your purpose is, have one, I guess is the most important thing I will say. Have a purpose. And then all of the things that you do towards that purpose will allow you to reclaim your dignity and not be somebody who puts women or really anybody out there on a pedestal. And if you're not going to be putting anybody on a pedestal, then you will not become a simp, and then we will end the simpidemic. The more men that do that. I wish I could say that we could end it today, but unfortunately there's going to be a few out there who are just too weak to do that, and those men will have to be left to their own devices, unfortunately, on that one, and they will learn the hard way not to simp after a woman. And to that extent, I will say that somebody who I once nearly simped after was actually came back in my Twitter X feed last night. And, she was in the picture probably about 5 years ago. And it turns out she's also a anti-authority, anarchy type of anti-vaxxer, which makes her highly unattractive. And on the same token, somebody who I, other than being physically extremely attractive, but it also makes her internally very ugly. And so in that regard, I made that decision last night to just block her again. This time on X versus blocking her on Facebook the first time. I don't need that in my life. I am not an anti-vaxxer by any means, even though politically I'm relatively conservative. I don't fall into that category, and I don't think most conservatives do. Now, do I think the CDC handled the pandemic perfectly? Absolutely not. But at the same time, we have a governor here who put a lot of COVID patients inside of nursing homes and exposed a lot of the elderly population to the virus. That I can absolutely, that criticism of our governor, I can absolutely stand by because I agree with it. But other than that, I'm not an anti-authority person, and I think a lot of those people have a problem with authority in general. The anti-vaxxers and the sovereign citizens, I believe, are in the same category. But anyway, I digress. Live your life with a purpose. That's where this comes down to. All of it ties together towards living your life with a purpose. And if you have a purpose, you're not going to elevate or put anybody on a pedestal of any kind, man or woman, and you will do your part in helping to also end the Simpademic at the same time. So that is my 2 cents for the day. It's Saturday, keeping it relatively short, and I'm going to settle at that. And hopefully, you will all have a good Easter Sunday tomorrow. Just don't do anything stupid. And I'll end it there. Peace out, homies.